We're following up concerns tonight surrounding the post office in Leland. Town leaders there fear that the post office cannot keep up with the demands of a growing population. That's why town council got together this afternoon to put together a plan to get some help. WECT's Mackenzie Bruns heard what council members talked about today. Where are they looking to get that help, Mackenzie?
Well, John, they plan to reach out to several people, the Postmaster General, Congressman David Rouser, as well as state lawmakers, to let them all know the concerns people are raising about the current post office. We reported last week that leaders are concerned about the post office being understaffed and overcrowded, especially at this time of year when there's a lot of packages that are being sent and delivered. Town leaders say the current post office on Village Road worked fine when Leland had a couple thousand residents, but now that population is about 33,000. There is a strain on workers, definitely. The Village Road location is not the most convenient either. As daughter of a retired mailman, Councilmember Veronica Carter says these issues hit home for her. She says neighbors and postal workers need help.
Our current employees, they do their best. You go in there and they are treating you with a smile, and they're laughing and joking, and you get to know them and they get to know you. But nevertheless, they deserve better than that.
I asked a representative of the U.S. Postal Service about these concerns and what steps could be taken to address these issues. They said, in part, quote, Leland carriers were temporarily relocated to a nearby facility, but there is no impact to mail and package delivery. Our data shows Leland customers are receiving first-class mail and package delivery in 2.7 days, end quote. Council hopes to have a resolution soon to present to those leaders. As I mentioned earlier, we have reached out to Congressman Rouser's office for a comment on how he might be able to help. We'll update you when we hear back. Mackenzie Bruns, WECT News.